Welcome back to the Short Game Podcast. What's going on, guys? Hope everyone is doing excellent. Before we get knee-deep in the shit today, I wanted to enlighten the listening on a stat I saw last night. I was looking at a Wall Street Journal article last night. The opt-out movement is real. It said, and I quote, "A record number of men under 30 have officially quit the workforce. They aren't looking for jobs. They are rotting in the metaverse. They are checking out. We are living through a Great Depression, not of money, but of ambition." So today, we are going back to the source, the book written during the actual Great Depression, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. But we aren't talking about manifesting or wishing. We are talking about the chapter everyone is afraid to discuss, Chapter 11, Sexual Transmutation. How do you take that raw, chaotic energy inside you and turn it into an empire instead of wasting it on the internet? I'm NexYear. I'm not rotting, I'm building. And today, we figure out how to turn desire into dollars. Let's get into it. It's early Thursday, February 12th, 2026. I'm 25 years old, and I'm looking around at a generation that is paralyzed. We are caught in the middle of a war, and most of you don't even know you're on a battlefield. On one side, you have the tycoons. These are the builders, the operators, the people with high agency who wake up and demand things from the universe. On the other side, you have the clowns, the distracted, the passive, the spectators who sit in the stands and critique the players while the world passes them by. The clown thinks getting rich is luck. The tycoon knows it's a formula. Today, we are breaking down the manual that literally invented the genre, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. But listen to me closely. We are not here for a history lesson. I don't care about the 1930s. I care about now. I care about the fact that this book is the original source code for wealth, and 99% of people miss the point because they only read the title. They see think, and they stop. They think they can sit on their couch, manifest a Ferrari, and wait for Amazon to deliver it. That is incompetence. And if you know me, you know I hate incompetence with a real intensity. Napoleon Hill didn't write a novel. He wrote a textbook. He spent 25 years analyzing 500 of the wealthiest men in America: Carnegie, Ford, Edison. He stripped down their minds to find the common denominator. What he found wasn't luck. It was a system. And you know I think in systems, not feelings. So today, we are skipping the fluff. We are going straight to the deep end. We are talking about the two chapters that scare the average person to death: Sexual Transmutation and the Mastermind Principle. And then, we are going to take the concept of autosuggestion and turn it into a protocol you can use in this NexYear economy. Let's get into the meat. The deep dive, the fuel and the engine. Let's talk about the dirty little secret of success. Chapter 11, The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. Most people read that title and giggle. They get uncomfortable. That's because they have the emotional maturity of a teenager. But the tycoon reads that chapter and sees a weapon. Hill says explicitly, sex desire is the most powerful of human desires. It is the most intense driving force in human biology. When you are driven by this desire, what happens? You develop keenness of imagination. You develop courage, willpower, persistence. You become willing to risk life and reputation to get what you want. Now here is the fork in the road. This is where the clown becomes a casualty and the tycoon becomes a legend. The clown takes that energy, that high-octane biological fuel, and wastes it. They dissipate it in physical expression. They chase the short game in the bar on Friday night. They let that energy leak out in pursuit of temporary satisfaction. And what happens? They lose the drive. They become docile. Hill says it plainly. If you destroy the sex glands, you remove the major source of action. You take the fight out of the animal. The Tycoon does something different. The Tycoon learns transmutation. It sounds complex, but it's simple. It means the switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of some other nature. It means taking that raw, aggressive, biological drive and channeling it into a business, into a creative empire, into a sales presentation. Hill discovered something terrifying in his research. He analyzed 25,000 people and found that men rarely succeed before the age of 40. Why? Because between 20 and 40, they are wasting their energy. They are sowing their wild oats. They are dissipating their power. They don't hit their stride until 40 or 50 because that is when they finally learn, usually by accident, to harness that energy and point it at a legacy instead of a distraction. I'm 25. I don't have time to wait until I'm 40. Neither do you. If you can learn to harness this drive now, you are playing with nuclear power while everyone else is using AA batteries. This energy is the secret of creative ability. It is the sixth sense that separates the genius from the ordinary crank. The genius uses this high vibration energy to tune into ideas that the average brain can't even pick up. You want to be an operator? Stop leaking your power. Transmute it. Turn that biological aggression into financial aggression. Now let's talk about the engine that uses this fuel. Chapter 10. Power of the Mastermind. You have heard the cliché, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's cute. But Hill goes deeper. He says that power is organized and intelligently directed knowledge, and you cannot get great power alone. Hill defines the mastermind as the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between 2 or more people. But here is the psychic part that blows my mind. No 2 minds ever come together without thereby creating a third, invisible, intangible force, which may be likened to a third mind. Think about a battery. A single battery gives you a certain amount of energy. But you link a group of batteries together, and you don't just get more energy, you get a surge. The human brain is a battery. When you connect your brain with another high-level brain in a spirit of total harmony, you unlock a third mind that has access to intelligence neither of you have on your own. This is why digital isolation is killing our generation. You think you have a network because you have LinkedIn connections? That's not a mastermind. I value loyalty above almost everything. I've had the same group of friends for 23 years. The same crew. Matt, Christian, Gavin, Dan, Tommy, Jake, Brian, Kevin, just to name a few of them. That isn't a network. That is a tribe. And when we sit down to solve a problem, we aren't just 5 guys guessing. We are tapping into that third mind. My Grammy would say, "Bunch of LaSalle men, good luck." Better than the prep though, but that's besides the point. Henry Ford was poor and illiterate. He had nothing, but he befriended Thomas Edison, Harvey Firestone, and Luther Burbank. He plugged his brain into theirs. He absorbed their vibration, and in 10 years, he conquered poverty and ignorance. He didn't just learn from them. He became powerful through them. The clown surrounds himself with spectators, people who complain, judge, and avoid responsibility. The clown hangs out with people who validate his excuses. The tycoon builds a mastermind of operators, people who do things, people who take risks. If you are the smartest person in your room, you are in the wrong room. You need to find people who vibrate at a higher frequency, and you need to maintain perfect harmony with them. This is crucial. Hill says if you fail to carry out this instruction, you will fail. Period. You cannot have a mastermind with people you don't trust. This is why I take betrayal personally. If you break the harmony, you break the power. The application. Programming the protocol. Okay, but what's the move? How does this actually work in the real world? You have the fuel, transmutation. You have the engine, mastermind. Now you need the software. That is Chapter 4, Autosuggestion. This is where people get lost. They think autosuggestion is standing in the mirror saying, "I am a millionaire," like a crazy person. That is useless. Hill says plain, unemotional words do not influence the subconscious mind. You might as well be talking to a wall. Your subconscious mind is the connecting link to infinite intelligence. It works day and night, but it is a creature of habit. It will feed on fear just as easily as it feeds on faith. If you don't program it, the world will program it for you. And the world wants you to be poor, scared, and obedient. Here is the protocol for the NexYear economy. This is how you apply autosuggestion to build a money consciousness. Step 1. Definiteness of purpose. You need to fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Not, "I want to be rich." That means nothing. The subconscious needs a target. I will have $100,000 in the bank by December 31st. Be specific. Step 2. The exchange. Determine exactly what you intend to give in return for this money. There is no such reality as something for nothing. Are you selling software? Are you selling service? Are you grinding 12 hours a day? Define the trade. Step 3. The plan. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not. Do not wait for the right time. That is procrastination, and it is a symptom of fear. Step 4. The programming. Write this out. A clear, concise statement. Amount, time limit, service to be rendered, the plan. Step 5. The execution. Read this written statement aloud, twice daily. Once just before sleeping, once just after waking up. But here is the key. You have to see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. You have to mix emotion with the words. You have to lie to your subconscious until it believes you. You have to conduct yourself just as you would if you were already in possession of the material thing. This is burning the bridges. When Edwin Barnes wanted to work with Edison, he didn't say, "I'll try this for a month." He said, "I will burn all bridges behind me and stake my entire future on my ability to get what I want." He left himself no possible way of retreat. He had to win or perish. That is the energy you need. In the NexYear economy, things are uncertain. The old rules are gone. If you are waiting for a roadmap, you are going to wait until you starve. You have to build the map. You have to use autosuggestion to build a belief in yourself that is so strong it becomes an obsession. You are the master of your fate because you have the power to control your thoughts. That is the only thing you have absolute control over. If you can control your thoughts, you can control your subconscious. If you can control your subconscious, you can transmute your desire into gold. Listen to me. I don't care if you are 20, 25, or 50. The principles don't change. You hate bad drivers? I hate bad drivers because they represent incompetence. They make the world harder than it needs to be. Don't be a bad driver in your own life. Don't be the person slowing everyone else down because you refuse to pick a lane. Stop being a spectator. Stop judging people who are actually in the arena. Pick a definite chief aim. Find your crew, your real tribe, and build a mastermind. Stop wasting your sexual energy on things that don't pay you back. Transmute it into your empire. And program your mind every single day until you are obsessed with your objective. This isn't about wishing. Wishing won't bring riches. This is about demanding. This is about taking the white heat of desire and burning the boats until you have what you came for. Don't just read the book. Don't just nod your head at this podcast. Pick the one step you are failing at, probably the mastermind or the transmutation, and fix it today. I'm Drew Meitner. This is Short Game. See you in the deep end. All right, look. The episode is over. If you are still listening to my voice right now, you fall into one of three categories. Number 1. You are completely lost in the simulation, and you are looking for a signal in the noise. Number 2. You are a killer. You know the world is soft. You know the competition is quitting, and you are here to take their spot. Or, number 3. You just love the sound of my voice. And honestly, I don't blame you. It sounds like gravel and honey. Whatever the reason is, take that energy you feel right now. Do not let it rot in the metaverse. Do not let it rot on TikTok. Transmute it. Build something physical. Go talk to a human. Get a definite chief aim. I'm NexYear. I'm going back to work.